Well, I've heard.
All I need to hear.
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video. And this video has to do with the remastered version of Spider-Man PS4 that you get on PS5 if you purchase the Ultimate Edition of Spider-Man Miles Morales. Yeah, I know it's a little fucking confusing, but for those of you who don't know, you can purchase the Ultimate Edition of Spider-Man Miles Morales, and with it, you will get a fully remastered version of the original Spider-Man game. Now, courtesy of the PlayStation blog, today we got a bunch of new details, screenshots, and video of that remastered Spider-Man game. Now, just to be clear, the footage you're watching in the background right now is not of the remastered game. This is of Spider-Man PS4 running on PS4 Pro. I will have a clip later on showing you what it looks like running in 60 frames per second off PS5, but I just want you to know that what you're seeing right now is not the remastered game. Anyway, they discuss some of the changes that are happening in the updated version, including new models, new textures, ray traced reflections, and ambient shadows, and they've included some screenshots which I have to say look pretty goddamn good. Here's one showing the ray traced reflections of Spider-Man and the environment in the window, which again looks pretty goddamn good. And here's another great shot of his reflections as he's swinging between some cars, which again looks really fucking good. The game just looks good. I mean, they even have this screenshot of the new suit that they added of the Amazing Spider-Man movie, the one with Andrew Garfield. And, like, you can't deny that these suits and the details on the suits are fucking amazing. Like, the suits are incredibly detailed. They were incredibly detailed before, but they are insanely detailed in these screenshots. And the game just looks a hell of a lot better. And it already looked really fucking good before. The biggest change, though, and one that I still don't really understand and am not sure how I feel about, is them completely changing the character model of Peter Parker. Now, when I first saw what Peter Parker looked like in the original game, I really didn't know what to feel about that character model either, because to me he didn't really feel like a Peter Parker. Like, just looking at him before playing the game, I was like, this dude doesn't really look like a Peter Parker to me. But obviously after spending, X amount of hours playing the game, like that is now what Peter Parker is to me, as far as the video game version. And so now to have the character model change so suddenly, it's like I don't understand why, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. Now, here's what the new character model looks like. And their reasoning is that they say, here, I'll read directly from the PlayStation blog. This does bring us to one of the bigger changes. In order to bring the best performances to players with our next generation Marvel Spider-Man games, we have recast the face of Peter Parker. We loved working with Job Bubniak on the original game. However, to get a better match to Peter Parker / Spider-Man's actor Yuri Lowenthal's facial capture, we have cast Ben Jordan to be the face model for Peter Parker on the PS5 console. He looks incredible in-game, and Yuri's moving performance takes on a whole new life. So, basically, their reasoning is they decided to get someone who looks more like Yuri Lowenthal to be the, face actor of Peter Parker / Spider-Man, to somehow make the performance of Yuri Lowenthal's more lifelike, I guess. I don't really know or understand how that makes any sense. And then there's the fact that if you look at Yuri Lowenthal, and you look at Peter Parker, I mean, the new character model really doesn't look that much like Yuri Lowenthal. I mean, if we're being real, it really doesn't. And there have been a lot of people, me included, who actually believe that this character model, or this person that they've recast to be the face model, actually has more of a resemblance to Tom Holland than Yuri Lowenthal. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is a big change, and here I'll show you that character model in motion. I mean, I don't know if it adds anything to the performance for me. Like, watching this clip of this new Peter Parker in action, I don't think that it does anything to detract from or add to the performance. I think now it's just a new face on that character. I mean, if anything, it just feels weird watching it. Like, to me now, the voice and the face don't match, because I'm thinking of a different face when I hear that voice. If I'm being real though, comparing the two character models, I think the new character model does feel more like what a Peter Parker would look like. Like to me, like if I was to think of what a Peter Parker type character would look like in my head, it looks more like what the new character model looks like versus the old one. That's why when I first played the original game and I saw what Peter Parker looked like, I was like, that dude doesn't really look like a Peter Parker. Whereas this one does. This one has more of a kind of Peter Parker type look, I guess. I don't really know how you define what Peter Parker looks like, but he just, I don't know, for whatever reason, when I look at the new character model, I see, okay, yeah, that's a Peter Parker. And when I look at the original character, when I first played the game, I was like, this dude just doesn't feel or look like a Peter Parker. Of course, that changed over the course of the game where he became Peter Parker, but yeah, I think for people who haven't experienced the original game and are playing it for the first time on PS5, I think having this new character model will probably make the game better because he is more fitting of what a Peter Parker should look like. And I think for people who have played it already, it may be a little strange getting used to him looking so different, because it's not like a movie where you watch one movie, it's an hour and a half of your life, and then they recast the person in the next movie, and it's like, oh well, that's kind of weird. This is something where you've spent 20, 25, 30 hours, however long in the game, playing as this character. And of course, not all that time is you looking at him in the cutscenes, but for whatever time you spent in that game, you are associating it with that character model. So to now see such a large shift for these next games, I think is going to be kind of strange for those of us who already played the original game. But I think we'll get over it. I think if we're able to get used to it, that this character model in the long run is a better character model. I think it's just we're gonna have to get used to it, and that includes me. I'm gonna have to get used to it. I will say though that I really didn't have any intention of buying the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales because, like, I've already played Spider-Man PS4. I've already beaten it twice. I platinumed that game. I beat it in regular, and I beat it in New Game Plus. So I really don't have any reason to replay that game. But seeing these new screenshots and seeing that they've got this new character model, I almost do want to play it again on PS5 with the enhancements and stuff, just to experience the whole game through with this new Peter Parker before the inevitable Spider-Man 2 releases. So if anything, I will give Insomniac props because they just earned an extra $20, because like I said, I really didn't have any intention of buying the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales because I had no reason to play Spider-Man PS4 a third time. But this swapping of the character model has actually given me a reason to play it a third time, or given me a desire to want to play it a third time. So I think I will probably be doing that. But anyway, that is the the big news right now. Is Spider-Man has gotten a brand new face for Spider-Man PS5, and that's all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you digging the new character model? Do you think it makes a difference? Does it make the game better or worse? Let me know, and as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next Supernova.